Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Maya with Simply Bloom. We got a snow blizzard, and I know it doesn't look like we have very much snow. It all kind of settled, but I'd say we got close to 8 to 10 inches in like one blizzard, which is more snow we've had all winter. Normally March, April, we get dumped on with snow. Snow is mid-thigh. Up. It goes to about here on me, so mid-thigh. How deep that snow is, mid-thigh. And I'm 5'7". Just like, look what I have to do to walk. Now it like barely covers my boots, but I thought I would run out. I was debating if I wanted to do a March garden tour, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna change it so it's not simply a March garden tour. It's going to be like a March versus summer garden tour. So as I'm showing you stuff, I'm also going to be doing flashbacks of what it looks like in the summer, and the transformation is really incredible. Like, I forget sometimes, so it's really fun to see it side by side. So I'm going to just turn you around and show you what the garden currently looks like, and it's good to look at the winter interest as well and where I need to improve and stuff like that. So let's get started. Oh, and still pregnant. Baby due any day now. Okay, this is where I always like to start my garden tours out here. I call this the teardrop section. It's our driveway. It forms kind of like a teardrop all the way around. I have 4, I have 7. How did I forget that? I have 7 whiskey barrels that line the inside of our driveway, and in between the whiskey barrels I have hydrangea standards. Now I am so excited to really see these bloom. I put these in last year. I need to do some pruning still. As you can see, there's just lots of little branches that need to get pruned out just so I leave the sturdy, strong ones. There's my 7-month-old puppy. I don't know, can I even call him a puppy anymore? He's massive. So in here, I have a rock garden that I did out last spring, and I absolutely loved it. I did 2 rock gardens in my garden, and they were probably 2 of my most loved projects that I did last year. And then around the rock garden, I planted a cottage garden. I have 3 David Austin roses, which we've had such a mild winter this year. I wasn't too concerned, but when I look at them, like they're dead to the top. You know, typically rose canes stay green a certain way during the winter time, and these are just completely brown all the way to the base. So we'll see. We will see if we get any growth. If not, that would make me very sad. But this is what this spot looks like right now. And then we have this beautiful fountain. However, being in northern Minnesota, we get lots of frost and ground heaving every winter, and it kind of shifted. It's no longer level. So until we get some heavy machinery or some really strong guys to help us level it, it's gonna just stay a statue, but it adds a lot of interest all year round, and I absolutely love it. All right, here looks like a mess is my winter, it is winter. This is my cut flower garden. So as you can see, I do absolutely no cleanup in the fall. I leave all the flower heads so the birds can feed off of them. Ideally, I would love to get like a silage tarp and cover, because normally by like November, the birds have cleaned up all the seed pods. There's nothing really left to eat. I'd love to lay down a silage tarp, just prep it for springtime, but obviously didn't do that. I have another 6, 1, 2, 3, and another 1, 2, 3 hydrangea standards, and you can see this one has a bird's nest in it. I didn't even know that it was there when I planted it. That's really cool. And then I just have, I'm starting like a little cottage garden. I have bobo hydrangeas. I have 10 of them that stretch along the whole driveway. I have 2 clematis that I planted on this arbor, and then the plan was I have one, that one fell down, and then I have a 3rd arbor elsewhere that I was going to move 1, 2, 3 and grow grapes up the side. However, the grapes that we got, we were told that they were table grapes. They're not. They are like juicing and wine grapes, and they have a massive like pit in the middle. Not even just normal grape seed, it's like a pit. So I don't know if I want to plant those anymore. We'll see. So it stretches down. Those propane tanks are a long story, but they're just chilling there for now. Ultimately, when we moved back, we were gone for 5 years living in Montana. And when we moved back, we switched propane companies. So the new company that we're currently with brought in their tanks and moved the old companies there. We've called them and called them. We've stopped in at their office saying, hey, come get your propane tanks. We don't want them. And here we are going on 3 years since we moved back, and they still won't get them. And they are in the worst eyesore spot possible. But anyways, that's that story. I love this flower bed right here. Yes, we do still have Christmas lights up. I have some phlox here, some really pretty white echinaceas. It's just really, really gorgeous. I do have some baptisias here. They haven't bloomed yet, so hopefully they'll bloom this year. It'll be their 3rd year in the ground. And then right behind me, I have this little triangle that I plant up with annuals every year. I did not like the annual planting that I did last year. So I'm trying to think of what to plant here this year. This tree is one of my favorite trees on the property. It is a blue diamond blue spruce. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's this perfect silver blue color, and it just glows blue against the snow. The sun, I feel like, is washing everything out right now, but I absolutely love this tree. According to all the websites, it said that it is very slow growing. Zone 3 gets 25 feet tall, 20 feet wide. So it's very slow growing, but it's like almost doubled its height in a matter of 2 years since we bought it. So I don't know how slow growing it is, because it's put on a lot of growth. It must love its life right here. Okay, we're gonna go back up to the house. Actually, yeah, well, I'll show you this spot right here. You can see this arbor here. There's 3 lilacs planted here. These are the Monge lilacs. They're the super dark purple. You can see their buds are, can you see that? Buds are swelling. And oh, I'm so excited. It's supposed to be 68 at the end of the 10-day forecast. So I feel like spring is on its way. So I just needed some form of structure over these lilacs. Obviously that arbor will not stay there. That's our chicken coop back there, by the way. Once the lilacs get bigger, I'd like to prune them into a tree form. So it's gonna be like a multi-trunk and then just this tree canopy, kind of similar to this arbor, actually. Now I have all the sun-loving stuff around it. Echinaceas, sedums. I planted some irises. What else do I have? Oh, asters. So eventually this will be morphed into a shade bed when the lilacs get bigger. But for now, I am just loving it as it is. And rotating right over here is my second rock garden. I absolutely love this spot for pictures last year. It was perfect for the kids to sit on the rocks and get pictures with the beautiful rock garden. Here is an autumn blaze maple. We planted 1 tree. It died while we were gone in Montana for 5 years. And when we came back, there were already all those suckers coming up from the base. And we decided to leave it. So it's gonna just be this massive clump of maples. I am curious to see if some of them get choked out, like the middle ones get choked out, but we'll see what happens. we will see what happens. And then I planted a shade bed all around this clump of maples last year, which I really, really loved. Moving up to the side of the house here, I have 9 barks, another hydrangea standard, there's delphiniums, spireas, there's a barberry plant here, which I absolutely love. Gets these really pretty red berries. And then I don't see birds eating these red berries a lot, but if they get really hungry, I do see them eating these red berries. I have some sort of blue hydrangea here, more delphiniums, another hydrangea standard, and then in this corner, it's probably the most popular corner in the month of July and August, I have bright phlox, Proven Winners Luminary Ultraviolet Phlox. All right, spinning, trying to show better where everything is located. I know since some of my garden tours last year, I just jumped bed to bed and you couldn't really understand the layout of where everything was. So I don't really have any summer footage. This is what is this? Baby blue spruce. It gets 10 by 10. What I loved about this is the top broke off and it formed this perfect little ball. So I'm fine if it gets the 10 feet tall, 10 feet wide, but I asked my husband if he could keep it topless to form this really just pretty ball. I really like that. There's a rhododendron. That's a stretch. It says zone 4. I will be shocked if it came back, but it was on sale and I thought, why not? We're gonna try to plant it, see what happens. But this bed stretches down 120 feet. Like I said, it planted in October. Everything was pretty much already dormant, so I don't really have any good footage of it. Right there, under the snow, is a blue tarp. And I have a bunch of plants that I've overwintered. You can see some trees. There's apple trees, apricots, cherries, and a willow, and then some perennials. Right across from there, coming around to the south side of my house, I have a couple plants here. I have a liatris. There's a white daisy. Oh, is it called Rebecca daisy? Is that it? I have a rose which I believe is mislabeled. It was labeled as a Miracle on the Hudson, which is supposed to be this deep red rose. This is a pink rose. It struggles every year. I'm giving it one more year to pull through. If it doesn't pull through, I think I'm going to take it out because zone 3, very short growing zone. I don't want to limp anything along, so I'm going to take it out if it doesn't pull through this year. And I would love to do like a Proven Winners At Last rose, that peachy color rose. I think it'd be beautiful. Here is a vanilla strawberry, or is it strawberry vanilla? I can't remember. One of those hydrangeas. And then the sumac adds beautiful structure, but I think I'm going to take it out this year. It's causing problems. It's sending up suckers like no other, and it's starting to shade the rest of this bed. So I think it's coming out. We do have horses. This is where my daughter hitches them up to. So there's all their feed buckets and stuff like that. Right here, I did plant perennials here on either side. This is our tack shed. So I planted perennials here last year. I'm going to take them all out and move them. Just with now having horses again, when I planted these, we didn't have horses, so we never used the shed. We have horses now. As you can see, things collect. The doors swing open and just raked across my perennials every time the doors opened. So there's two storm clouds and some salvias and sedums, daylilies. So I'm going to move those this spring as soon as they break dormancy. That's the plan. Around the corner here is the true Miracle on the Hudson rose. As you can see, I've not done any pruning whatsoever, but I absolutely love this rose. Typically, I prefer the pastels, pinks, purples, light yellows, whites, So my husband bought me this red rose. I never would have picked it out myself, but it's one of my all-time favorites out of all the roses on the property. Love it. I have a bunch of clematises. There's a lot of stuff in this bed. There's a silver mound. Is that what it's called? I think it's called the silver mound. There's Dark Side of the Moon Astilbes, Rudbeckia. I do have another David Austin rose here, Queen of Sweden. It is my all-time favorite rose of the David Austin roses that I planted, just because of the smell. The smell is intoxicating. And this is actually my bedroom window right there. And I'm hoping when I open up my windows and this rose gets big enough, if it survived, same thing, it's like brown all the way down to the base. If it comes back and survives and gets bigger, I'm hoping to be able to smell the scent through my open window. Here's another vanilla strawberry hydrangea. And then, hey Jasper, this rose, it looked like it was starting to break dormancy. Yeah, you see that bud? This is a above and beyond rose. Love this rose. It is a climber, but they say in some cold zones it acts more like a tall shrub. But it looks like, look, this is alive all the way to the tip. So this spring I was thinking of training it along my deck railing. We have a horse fountain there, and just train it along this railing. And then I did plant a clematis there. I can't remember what variety. So I'm gonna train that clematis up and have it mingle with this rose. And this is the perfect peachy apricot colored rose. I absolutely love it. The only bad thing is it will only bloom once a season. A lot of other roses, they can get, you know, second flushes, or some of them, like the Miracle on the Hudson rose, will bloom all season long. This one you get one flush and then it's done. But I really do love that one. It's really pretty. And then right here in the corner, I have a campfire rose. You can just barely see it peeking through. Okay, wrapping around to this side of the deck, I have a smoke bush. I've had so many people ask me what variety it is. I don't know if it's I'm not sure the variety. My husband planted it before I met him. Then I have a Quickfire hydrangea. This is one of my favorite hydrangeas. I love all hydrangeas, but this Quickfire, it blooms a good month before any of my other hydrangeas. It is a lace top and the smell is intoxicating. I absolutely love it. I did a whole video just on this hydrangea that I can leave linked below for you. I have a blueberry muffin viburnum. I hate this thing. I know hate's a strong word. I hate this thing. It gets these gets these white flowers in the spring, and these flowers smell like a rotten, dirty gym bag. It stinks up the whole back deck. It smells disgusting. And then they're supposed to get these clumps of blue berries, so thus the name blueberry muffin, I'm assuming. And we never get any clumps of berries. It's just, you see where they're supposed to form, but they never get any berries. So that's fun. And then here we have a 9-bark. Again, I'm not entirely sure the variety. I can guess. I'll pop up a picture of what it looks like. Mixed feelings. I'd kind of like to rip both of these out. Definitely want to rip that one out. And I want to put a Proudberry Coralberry with those beautiful pink berries. I think that'd be gorgeous. This one, I love 9-barks. I like to use them in my flower arrangements, but this one just suffers. It gets powdery mildew really bad every year. So I'd like to replace it with either another 9-bark or something else. Someday I'd love to have an arbor that goes up and over the railing and plant, you know, viney things on it. I think that'd be really pretty. And this side kind of repeats it. So same 9-bark, same viburnum that smells disgusting. We do have a type of sumac here growing up through underneath the deck. You know, if you can see it coming through the lattice. We've been trying to get rid of it. We just need to do like a stump killer, cut it off and do a stump killer to kill it off. Another Quickfire hydrangea. Even in the winter, they're absolutely gorgeous dried. Here's a little bit different. This is a rose, and I can't remember a type of prairie rose, thornier than anything. I don't know if you can see all those thorns. And this one suckers and spreads like no other. So if you plant one like this, be careful. Get ready for it to spread because it definitely will. Here is a cypress. I believe it's like a false cypress. I love using this in cut flower arrangements as a really pretty filler foliage. Another smoke bush here. Now typically every other year we kind of like chop it back, but I think I'm just gonna leave it. You can see it gets like 8 to 10 feet tall. I think I'm gonna leave it because I want to use the flowers in arrangements this year. Another quick fire hydrangea, third one right around the deck. Told you we loved them. There is I passed it. There's an Amber Jubilee 9 bark right here. And obviously they were planted way too close to each other, but it's actually really pretty because the 9 bark just kind of like sticks through the hydrangea. It is very pretty. Here we have another one of those pink prairie roses. More of that dang sumac coming up under the deck. You can see though, it's about to break dormancy. The buds are super swollen. And then we have a grass here. The only time I like the grass is in the fall. All the other times of the year I don't want to say I hate this one. I hate the viburnum. This one I just don't like except for in the fall. So I'm willing to leave it just for the fall interest, but even now after winter time it's all splayed out, so I need to cut it back. Here I have a hosta bed. Not hosta, there's a lot of other things. I can't remember. This gets really pretty yellow flowers. There's snake root, there's the still bees, but lots of hostas as well. And I absolutely love this bed. It's very, very pretty. And then here along the garage, I have 6 clematis. Now that middle one died. Excuse the cardboard. I'm saving it for another no dig, no till. Another no dig, no till flower bed. This middle clematis, out of the blue, just turned completely crispy and brown and just died back in the middle of last summer. I'm not sure why. I think it's, if I remember correctly, it's a Proteus clematis, really pretty lavender flowers. Just died. So I'm not sure if it's going to come back this year or if I'll have to replace it. But this bed has lots of really pretty stuff as well. Oh geez, he found the cat. Can you tell he's still a puppy? Okay, Jasper. Okay. All right, and we are back where we started, back in the teardrop with the hydrangea standards and the whiskey barrels. That concludes the March tour versus summer tour. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I'll get this up before March ends. Like I said, we are waiting for baby to arrive any day now, so we will see when he makes his arrival. Kind of glad that it's snowy right now because then I'll be able to just sit back and hold him and get baby snuggles for a little bit before the main gardening rush begins. But that is it. I hope you all have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye.